Welcome to Level Up Chips, Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. Hello everyone, and welcome to Level Up Chips. My name is Michael Gonzalez, and here with me is Max Logan.
The co-host.
The co-host, of course. We don't have anybody else here today, which is a little bit odd than, we usually have someone else.
Yeah, I guess. Or something,
but here we are on our lonesome because we wanted to do an Animal Crossing episode, but our guest really has to do groceries. I suggested eating, working around a piece of moldy bread instead of grocery shopping. But
right, yeah.
Instead, we're going to be doing something else, which is a little bit of a Halloween spooktacular, which is kind of stealing from Raving Geek's title. But that's besides the point, people. Here we are. We are doing a little bit about, our traditions for Halloween. But first, why don't we get into the news, which is pretty new stuff for us, but, a week old for you guys. We have, at the moment, a Nintendo Switch Online expansion. People, you probably heard about the Sega Genesis stuff and the Nintendo 64 emulation. But we finally got a price for it, which is a larger number than anyone thought. It's going to be about $50 for a Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack for a full year. And if you want to do the family expansion, which is, like 7 people...
Yeah,
I want to say for the family, that's $70.
Yeah,
which to me that's a pretty wide, steep climb.
Yeah,
because originally $20 was
for
a Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, for
membership.
all those NES and SNES games, as well as, not very good online, but it was
not
online.
The best, not the best at all. But it did its job, kind of.
In Nintendo games specifically, Nintendo published. For stuff like Monster Hunter, that stuff is almost
you don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah, no,
you don't gotta worry about online.
Weird that the third-party ones work good.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Think back on the Nintendo. No, not Nintendo. Nickelodeon Smash Bros. Game that has rollback. But Smash Bros. Doesn't. It's wild. It's really weird, and I know I'm going to probably be getting the expansion because I'm on the family pack, and my family just loves Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to feel for other people. $30 extra.
That's a jump, yeah.
That's a huge jump. And I don't know how people will take it, because are people going to want to get those Genesis games?
Right.
Is that really worth it? N64 I could see a potential worth of $20, but getting that 10 extra, is it? Is it worth it? What do you think?
You know what? Somebody made a good point. I'm gonna. So considering that, later we're gonna talk about this, but the Animal Crossing DLC that's coming up is also included with that, as long as you have the membership.
Exactly.
I was thinking about it, but then I realized that Sega already released a Genesis collection on the Switch that has a bunch of games. You just have to, buy them, and then you have just a whole collection of different Sega Genesis games. Versus having them on the service. And also, for the Nintendo 64 games, I can just channel the powers of Billy Mitchell.
You're gonna cheat?
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna cheat?
Yeah, and
Max.
I'm gonna channel a forbidden art, which I'm not allowed to talk about.
Yes, it relates to emus and the wonderful bird. But I'm really mixed on it, because I don't think that it is a great price. At the same time, I want that online feature, because my brother and I, we love playing games together, and this online feature has really given us that opportunity to play games that we couldn't before.
Yeah.
Like, he's all the way in Japan.
Right.
So oh my gosh, for Super Metroid, for
Yeah.
on the SNES Switch Online feature, we were able to basically pass the controller to each other. So once we beat a boss, we were just able to say,
All
all
right,
right,
here you go.
here you go.
Yeah.
And we were able to beat it actually like in about 2 hours. I was
Hmm.
very surprised because we got the Zero Suit Samus look and we're like, what? How did we
Hmm.
do this?
Hmm.
We did it all in one take. We're
Yeah.
really happy. And with the N64 stuff, we're really excited because we're going to be able to play Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time uh, again. You know, we're going to be able to do that, take turns. All right, we
Hmm.
finished that dungeon. Here you go.
Hmm.
Um, and I hope that people see that feature as something that's huge. I don't know how people will take it, though.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I've seen the reception on Twitter.
Oh,
I
God.
know it's not a very good way to gauge like level-headed public opinion, but
Because Twitter is Twitter.
yeah.
Uh,
But it's not very positive, the reception.
No, it has not been positive, and I've also been seeing stuff. I haven't seen the sources, but I have heard that Sega got paid handsomely for getting the Genesis
Genesis
stuff
stuff.
on
Yeah.
because they weren't originally happy with the Virtual Console of the Wii, which
Oh.
is why there really wasn't any Virtual Console on the Wii U. So for them to basically like get back on that Virtual Console train, I think they really had to be, I don't know, fancied.
Enticed.
They had to be fancied, just to even be given that, that option.
Right.
Um, so I'm curious how this will go. But yes, going into the next topic that Max has already talked about, Animal Crossing. The today,
Yeah.
for you guys last week, um, they had this direct, and I'm very happy to say they have a lot of great stuff added
Hmm.
in, some quality of life features that, for the most part, were what we wanted. We got Ruse, we got some of those other, new villagers and ceiling lights, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really neat. But the biggest thing that I think was
Revealed
revealed, the showstopper, was this paid DLC where you basically add in this happy home designer uh,
elements.
element where you design people's villagers' houses, you design these animals, their vacation homes,
Yeah.
and in doing so, you add some really nice features like color changes for lights, some
Hmm.
pillars, some partition, walls,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Walls. Yeah.
Yeah, walls built to divide
Right.
the room just a little bit. And I'm really excited for it. But the thing is, this is paid DLC,
Right. Yeah.
which is $25.
Never been done for an Animal Crossing game.
Never. And I was very surprised by that. Again, steep price
Hmm.
for DLC, because usually a good DLC is like a good $10.
I mean, I was able to get like, what was it for Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Mm-hmm.
The Torna of the Golden Country expansion, that was like 40 hours of content. It was only like $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah. Again, that's 40. That's like a full expansion, and I'm wondering if people should see
Hmm.
this Happy Home Designer expansion as, well, an expansion.
I mean, honestly, you know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of have the same perspective on it as like with the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLCs, where people were kind of fuss about it
Oh, they're always in a fuss
because
about Pokemon.
yeah, because there'd never been Pokemon DLC before. But in my opinion, it's better to have the DLC than to sell just a separate game.
And that's actually what they did with New Leaf and that Happy Home Designer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, they made a full solo game.
Mhm.
And I'm happy to say that we are getting those quality of life improvements in our own homes in Animal Crossing. I was very, very worried throughout the entire thing. Like, okay, you're showing all this great stuff for these villagers in the Happy Home Designer.
What about us?
What about us? Do we get stuff, or is this just exclusive to the animals? What's going on here? I was very, very, very worried.
Yeah,
Um,
that's understandable.
But luckily, we were able to get that. I got to see Tortimer alive. We all thought he was dead, but he never dies. But yeah, the other thing about that paid DLC, if you have that expansion pack for the Nintendo Switch Online, you get this as well.
For free. As long as you have the service.
Yeah. So there's all sorts of incentives. They are putting all sorts of stuff for you to get that expansion pack.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it is worth that 30. I mean, the biggest thing about this online feature is just the fact that it is $50. At the same time, it's a full year.
Yeah, but I mean, personally, just as a bit of personal news, I got a Switch OLED yesterday, and Animal Crossing New Horizons, it doesn't transfer saves. Like, it doesn't like that.
I got the OLED too.
Yeah, so Mike and I are going to have to start over our Animal Crossing games, and I'm not going to do that until, like, the latter end of winter, because it's going to suck starting in fall.
I don't want to do it in winter.
Yeah, no.
Winter sounds worse.
I don't know, like, maybe like mid-March, so that when I finally start getting the ball rolling, it'll be spring, and then I'll be like...
So the same exact date that it came out, March 20th.
Exactly, pretty much.
That was honestly like the perfect day for it to come out.
Yep, first day of spring.
You know, they got first day of spring. It was Doom Eternal's launch day. Everything was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
God, as much as it sucked during the pandemic when it just started, I was like, oh my gosh, we got, Animal Crossing and Doom.
Yeah,
it was still a great day.
I was like, oh, pandemic, but Doom is coming out.
It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. I was so happy. But yeah, that's what we have.
For that, but...
we have a little small tidbit that we think is pretty funny.
Yeah, so League of Legends, which is a game infamous for its toxicity, especially in the game chat.
Especially in the development house, too.
Yeah, that's another story. Yeah, but that game chat, that text chat, is being removed soon. Apparently, it's only a test, and this is coming from Polygon.
Yeah, that's where I saw the article.
Right. But, yeah, if it goes well, then League of Legends may just be, a fairly chill game. I don't know.
I will always say this. Splatoon 2 has the greatest online feature of having no voice chat or chat at all. It is the greatest game to have online features because I don't have to worry about people talking. I don't want the, loud vacuum cleaner in the background, the dog barking, the person saying something, some slur, something like that. That's the last thing I want.
Small child with a loud family in the background.
Exactly. Like, what? Why would I want that? And Nintendo said, we don't have to have that. And I said, thank you.
And hey, Splitgate also doesn't have chat, or at least nobody uses it. So.
It does have chat, but yeah, nobody uses it. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun. That's the one thing I don't like about the PS5 DualShock 5. Isn't that it? DualSense? No, DualSense.
The DualSense.
Yeah, the DualSense. It has a microphone built in, so you can talk into it. And I forget to mute it, so every now and then I'm just playing, and then I see that my username is like highlighting in the bottom left screen. I'm like, crap.
I've just been talking. Yeah.
I've been talking and I've been saying some stuff. Nothing bad, thank God.
Yeah.
But like,
it's just like, people are like, what?
Why is he talking? I don't want that. I don't want that, Sony. What's up with that?
Yeah, but if this works, League of Legends, I don't know. I'm not going to play it.
You aren't going to play it?
No.
I'd rather play Pokemon Unite, and even then it took me a while before... Not a while. It took a short time for me to delete that after frustration hit.
Yeah, just imagine that, but like the matches are like 20 minutes longer.
Pokemon, but even more toxic.
Exactly.
It's just bad, man.
All right.
Like, I love the game, but yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, but so I think we're going to get into our main topic.
Oh, thank God.
Which is Halloween spooky topic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Halloween. This is one of my favorite holidays because my favorite season is fall. I get to cosplay, I get to do all sorts of stuff and have some fun with friends and family, and also it gives me an excuse to play one of my favorite franchises of all time, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How many games have you played in the Resident Evil franchise? Franchise?
Yeah, franchise.
Okay.
It's a franchise.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I played, let's see, a little bit of one.
A little bit? Really?
Yeah, just a little.
Ooh.
2 remake.
All right.
You know what? That's about it, honestly.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm not really. Oh wait, also 4. Yeah.
Did you ever beat that?
No, I stopped after Leon said, "Where's everyone going?" Bingo, and
That's like the very beginning of the
Exactly.
game, Max. Are you serious?
yeah, no, but
What?
that sequence was actually pretty cool. Like,
It was fantastic.
Wait, when they're all closing in on the house, you gotta.
It's so difficult, especially because you have to defeat the chainsaw dude.
guy.
Otherwise,
You're just
you're in an endless loop of like hell, basically.
yeah, but I gotta. Yeah, that was a really tense moment, and I just haven't really gotten around to playing it again because I like to play horror games like when it's dark out.
And that just reminds me of like Resident Evil 7. I got it in July because I was a very poor broke boy
Back
in the day of 2017. And I had my first job. I had my first job in July, and I remember the very first purchase I got was a used copy of Resident Evil 7, and I was so excited. And I got it, and I would say, all right, I can only play it at nighttime. The only thing is, in July, that's like the peak of when sunlight is out.
Yeah. So it's like
So I would have
like
to wait till
9:30.
9:30 till I could play the game, and by that point I was like, all right, I only have like 4 hours, and that's it to play it. Luckily, I beat it in 2 days because it's a really short game.
yeah. No, Resident Evil games tend to be.
It's one of those games it's really funny because it goes hand in hand with one of my favorite other series,
Franchises,
Metroid.
which we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I love Metroid, and both these games are big in this speedrunning community. I mean, they're just both meant to be played in a very short span of time.
I mean, Resident Evil even gives you a grade at the end. For
Exactly.
how fast you got through and how many saves you used. And, yeah.
I always look at the saves like, I did that many? Oh.
Gotta improve next time.
Gotta improve. But at the same time, every single time I look at the typewriter, I'm like, well, I gotta save.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's gonna happen next?
What could happen? I could die really easily. And that's what I love about the Resident Evil series. It's just like, I love the amount of survival horror in it. Like, there is something about it where you're in the spooky mansion or police department and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And you're trying to, find all the bullets. You're trying to swerve, juke out the zombies.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do all sorts of inventory management, not only for bullets, but for save data, because ink ribbons are a thing. You have to make sure, all right,
You have a limited amount of saves.
you have a limited amount of saves. That's how
Hard
it is. It could be, especially if you're really scared of stuff. If you're easily scared, you are going to go through the saves, and then you're gonna run out at the end like, okay, what do I do now? And then you got to worry about health items. You got to worry about puzzles.
Yeah.
And actually, that's always the fun part, because you look at the item box and you're like, okay, what puzzle item might I need? How much how much ammo do I need? What guns do I need? And what health items do I need just to go out? It's insane how much you have to really think through this game. It's much more of a puzzle game than an action game until you get to 4.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about this series. It's just so a rated B.
Yeah, it's a B horror.
It's a B horror movie
Yeah.
in a game. and I love it for it. I love everything about that series.
Until it's more into, B action.
And that's where it's just like, all right.
Yeah. That goes back to B horror.
And I love it.
Yeah.
That's a game that I always go back to, and I'm actually planning on downloading Resident Evil 1 on my Switch again, or my PS5, so I can go back, play through the game, because you gotta experience the thrill of seeing man-eating sharks turn zombie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know about a lot about the Resident Evil franchise. I just don't really play the games.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so great. And I'm excited for the movie that's coming around soon. That's going to have, what's his name from Victorious? Beck?
Yeah, I think so.
Beck from Victorious, the Nickelodeon series, is going to play Leon Kennedy, and people are going wild about it. I love it. I'm excited.
He just, kind of looks...
Nothing like Leon.
Kind of looks nothing like Leon. He looks like Keanu Reeves from Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. But it's really funny because with the Resident Evil series, especially the first one, I always refer to it as an adult Luigi's Mansion, because you are going through this mansion, you're getting all the keys, you're doing all these puzzles, and you're replacing ghosts with zombie dogs and zombies and weird stuff.
Yeah. Usually big animals.
Big animals, usually bioweapons. But that goes into the next game that we'd love to talk about, Luigi's Mansion, because that is the kids' version of Resident Evil.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that game. I loved horror games as a kid from the very beginning, because my brother, like I've talked about, I feel bad for him, because when I was a kid, I'd force him to play Luigi's Mansion. I was too scared to play it as a kid, so I'd be like, you do it. He's like, do I have to do it? My parents would be like, yes, you have to do it. I made him beat it like 4 times. In 4th grade, they had this whole like about me thing, and he said, I'm getting tired of playing Luigi's Mansion. He keeps making me play it. I don't like it anymore. I felt so bad. I have gone through it. I've gone back through in the basement. I'm like, hey, there it is. Man, you really didn't like Luigi's Mansion anymore, did you? He's like, no. I did not. You ruined it for me, Mike. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I loved horror games, even as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get into them until late because, most of them are rated M. And my parents literally were like, no rated M games until you meet the age that's on the box. And then
really,
yeah, I remember for my 17th birthday I had to like give them a thesis on why I should be able to play God of War 2018.
Hold on. Rated M games are for 17-year-olds. You can buy them at 17.
No.
Yes.
I mean, I just wanted the game for free. I was like, Mom and Dad, like, I would like you to purchase me God of War 4 because it teaches you valuable lessons about fatherhood. And they're like, sure. Then after that, I went and bought God of War 3. But that's beside the point. Point is, I couldn't really play a lot of horror games until I was of age.
You have to be 17 and older. You could have gotten it even
without their permission.
Without their permission. I went to go see It, Chapter 1.
But still, my dad is the kind of guy who didn't like us using the word like stupid until we were like 18, and I was like,
really?
Dad, you can like swear around us. It's fine. And he was like, okay. So I wasn't really able to get into horror games. I did play Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS.
Was that your first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, I was like, yeah, this is a good game.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
the
it's
best.
Kind of strange because it's like mission based.
It was mission based, and I always found it weird because I loved how the ghosts looked in 1.
Yeah, where they're all like unique.
I mean, I loved, God, don't even get me started with the unique ghosts. I loved them because they all fit that Victorian era mansion style of being like all the snooty rich white people, you know. You got the I love this one guy because he was like really big, like
Yeah.
absolutely huge. He died of a heart attack and his ghost is at a dining room table.
He's just eating constantly.
He has a bowl of spaghetti that never ends.
That just sounds like hell.
You know,
that's
my
the third layer of hell.
That just reminds me of that one Simpsons episode. It was one of the Halloween things, and they're like, "You're going to eat donuts," and Homer's like, "Woo! For eternity!" And he just keeps eating and eating, and they ran out. I swear, I think they ran out. And he's like, "Oh, oh, oh!" They're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" Like, that's the peak level of humor, and I love Luigi's Mansion because they had that stuff. They had great stories for those little like characters.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like the ballroom dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were all sorts of characters like that where they had their own little love stories, their own little, you know,
backstories.
It was so neat.
And then there was, you know, the baby.
We don't talk about the baby, Max, because
like,
that's a sad story. Yeah, that's a very sad story. Especially, yeah.
It can have some hidden stuff, but also, I think Luigi's Mansion introduced Professor Egad, right?
Which I think is like one of the best staples of the Mario franchise. He brought in all this great stuff. I'm thinking back on like the Mario RPG series.
Yeah, the Mario and Luigi specifically, or
the Partners in Time.
Yeah,
that's I think one of my favorites, right next to Bowser's Inside Story. Okay, Bowser's Inside Story will always be like the 10 out of 10 RPG game, but Partners in Time has that like nostalgia effect for me where I played it back when I was like 6, 7, and I loved it to death.
Right.
Even though I was terrible at it.
I mean, you also got like Hammer Bros speaking like Leet speak.
Yes. And I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, EGAB was in there. He brought in the whole, you know, time travel element to everything. And he brought in all sorts of neat gadgets. I'm always surprised when I see EGAD because I'm happy, but whenever he's not there, I'm always surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I think that he is a huge staple of the Mario franchise now.
It seems like specifically like early to mid 2000s Mario, they were trying to make him a thing.
And I always wish that they kept going along with it because I think EGAD should be in there more and more. He's just a neat character that brings in neat contraptions to the series. Okay, actually, before we get any further into any of the other games or, you know, things, who do you think EGAD would be voiced by in the Super Mario movie?
Oh, no.
I'm surprised that Cranky Kong is Fred Armisen, because if EGAD was in it, I think Fred Armisen would still be
Cranky Kong.
EGAD.
Yeah,
I think
EGAD.
he'd be EGAD.
Hmm.
He just has that look.
I think the funny answer would be Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, no! No! Well, wait a minute. He already has a voice slightly. He has a, like...
Yeah, but that doesn't stop them from casting Chris Pratt as Mario.
Why are you right? I hate that you're right, but you're right.
Yeah. When I'm right, I'm right.
Unfortunately.
Exactly. But, yeah, so...
I don't know, man. Like, who... Would you want Seth Rogen as EGAD?
Hey, Mario. Hey, Luigi. I got this cool vacuum thing.
It sucks up all the ghosts. Oh, God. This is bad. I hate this. Moving on. So we're going to get into the next game that I've actually had some experience with the game, but you've had more experience and you have some good stories about it. Alien Isolation. It's a wild game, mostly because reviewers didn't like it.
Yeah, not initially.
They didn't like it, which is so funny because now it's become one of those common staples of horror games. Like, people look at it and like, that's what we strive for.
With
the first person hiding horror games.
Stealth stuff. But
I mean, I could say the Outlast series has become that too, but
but
Isolation got it right with the smart AI.
Right, yeah. But so I honestly know more about it than I have played it. But coming back to the smart AI part, this xenomorph that hunts you, the alien, it's so terrifying because, like, it adjusts to how you play. Like, for example, you get a flamethrower, and if you're an Alien fan, you know that the thing is afraid of fire. So you can, like, use it to, like, scare it off whenever it tries to get you. But eventually, it just learns what you're doing and just ignores the flamethrower.
It's like, all right, you've done this before.
Yeah.
You don't wow me.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to scare me with that.
Protons are not.
So I played through, like, the first 2 hours of the game. This was all before you actually encounter the xenomorph. And I just remember I was, like, petrified of when I was actually going to see it and when it was actually going to start hunting me. I was like, when's it going to show up? Yeah, what's going on?
Where is it?
Yeah. And then on the first, like, encounter with it, where you actually have to, like, play around it, it's like in this big room and you have to hack a door on the other side of the room that you come in from. And I didn't know this, but I could have not killed all the people in the room before the alien showed up, and they would have distracted it.
Because of course.
Yeah.
You don't think about that.
Yeah, but I had a gun, so I was like, okay. And I went up to the door. I started hacking it. I was like, okay, like, I'm like terrified right now, but I think I'll be able to do this. I hear it, like, screech behind me. And I heard it, like, running up behind my back. I was like, oh, it's going to kill me, isn't it? And then it just impaled me, and I died.
And the worst part about this game, like, best for horror, it's the fact that you have to actually, like, save, and you can't.
It's all in real time.
It's all in real time. You can actually die while it's saving. And yeah, you always have to go to a save station and put in, like, a little cassette.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it only takes, like, 4 seconds or so. But
still can die.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, once you die, you go all the way back to that save station. You have to do everything again. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of funny considering the Alien game that came out the year before, which was Colonial Marines.
Oh, Randy Pitchford.
Yeah,
hey.
yeah, Gearbox.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
That was not good.
For the sole reason that somebody screwed up one character in the code.
And it made the
AI just brain dead.
Absolutely.
Somebody changed it, and it worked, like, fine.
And even then, it wasn't that great of a game. So no matter what, nothing could change in terms of quality.
Yeah, but anyway, Alien Isolation.
I start thinking about this.
Great horror game.
It's a great game, and it brings me back to this one meme where someone was very upset on Facebook saying, like, I wanted to play Alien Isolation with the microphone on, and I was like I was so like into it, and then all of a sudden I farted, and the xenomorph
heard me.
It just heard me and started right towards me. Like, can you imagine being that upset, being like, I would lose it. I would absolutely lose it. I don't know if it would be of laughter or rage. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's another great thing, that if you have, like, a VR thing or a mic, you can set it up so that the mic can pick up like noises from your room. So
oh my god, I'm just imagining
like somebody coming in.
Can you no. Someone comes in, you're just right in front of it, just underneath, and then someone says, "Ayo, pizza's here." No!
Pizza, give me some.
Ayo, pizza's here. No!
That'd be cool. That'd be funny.
Anyway, honestly, those are like the big horror games that we play. Otherwise, like Last of Us, that was a staple. Like that was a tradition for me.
Yeah.
And then Last of Us Part 2 came around, and now I don't play those games anymore.
Does Pajama Sam count as a horror game?
Depends on the episode.
No need to hide when it's dark outside.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, exactly. That was like my first video game, dude.
How much did it spook you?
Not really, but like I was just like I was afraid of the dark.
You were afraid of the dark.
It didn't really help, but like
were there like monsters in it? Like...
No. So pretty much just a general synopsis is that Pajama Sam goes to fight darkness, and in order to not be afraid when it's bedtime, and they fight. Their epic duel is through, I think, what was it? Checkers.
What? Okay, so it's the kid version of Alan Wake. I understand. Exactly. Pajama Sam with the flashlight and a gun.
Yeah. You know what? There is a game I've been wanting to play. It's called Deadly Premonition.
Is that a horror game?
Sort of. But it's also
terribly written,
and it's not very fun.
It's a cult classic for a reason. It's like The Room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to play through it.
I want to just experience it.
You really want to experience Deadly Premonition.
Yep.
You know what?
I know it's on Switch.
You know what? You get Deadly Premonition. I play through Resident Evil. We both watch each other play through it.
You know what? Now that I think about it, it's just like I just want to experience the game
boo-hoo.
Rather than play it.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, well.
If it's on sale, maybe we could get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. We'll split the bill.
Okay, so I think that's the end of our Halloween segment.
I think so. Otherwise, we usually like to go through Umicon, go through arcade games. Umicon is a
convention in Detroit.
Yep, anime and video game convention. We love going through it, playing all sorts of Japanese games, fighting games, etc., etc.
My favorite was the one where you flip the table.
That's the best arcade game, and I love it. There's this one, I think that's like, there's one for a funeral. Like,
oh yeah, you just flip the cask.
Yeah, you're dead, and you just see like all the people that you hate at like the funeral, and they're doing like a poor job, and you're this ghost, and you bang it, bang the table, and then you just keep doing it, and they're like, what's going on? And then that's when you flip it, and the casket is going, and you see your dead body just floating in the air, like, slow motion. Everyone's freaking out. The casket tumbles. Everyone's flying in the air now. There's even one for like a McDonald's, I think, where you could like flip the table and like I think it's like the counter for the salesperson and stuff, and you just destroy everything.
Yeah, the Japanese arcade games
they're something else, man. They are something else, and they are fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's something that we always do near the end of October. If it wasn't for COVID, we would have gone last year. But we're going this year. We're thinking about maybe doing an episode there. So if you guys would want to join us, maybe be a part of the podcast, if we do something around there, then, stop on by. You've seen our faces. You know us. We'll probably be going as some characters. We'll let you know.
I'll be in my Bloodborne costume.
Oh, you're actually going to go with the Bloodborne. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with a mask, so.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I got this straw hat.
Actually, no, it's more like a neck gaiter, so I'll probably wear one underneath too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. I don't know who I want to be. I've been thinking about Funky Kong. I'd love to be Funky Kong. But at the same time, I just got a straw hat.
You're talking like Luffy or something?
I was, but at the same time, I don't know if I got the physique to be Luffy.
Well, I mean, when he eats a lot.
Oh my god. That's what I'll do. I'll just have a bunch of food with me and be like, yeah, and then it'll be in character.
Yeah, exactly. What could be Shanks?
I could be Shanks. I could have all sorts of those like drumsticks and just eating and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Yumicon. That's a thing.
That's a fun time. I recommend going there. It's in Detroit. You go over to the Renaissance Center and the what was the Kobo Center. We don't know what the name is anymore, but it's that one place.
Hopefully, I won't have heart palpitations the whole time.
He had heart palpitations the entire time because he had an so much pain medication for some reason because he was sore for some reason.
I think it was because I had like the pain medication and also allergy meds. And I was just on a lot of stuff.
You weren't having a good time.
Yeah, no, I was like, my heart.
I honestly thought we had to go to the ER at some point because you were like really like, oh.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll actually be able to go to that fan fiction Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah.
If DC Douglas is still there. Yeah. But yes, why don't we get into the final part of the podcast, which is recommendations, which is the random game.
Yep.
We pick a random game from this little wheel that we put a bunch of games on. I almost had the Super Mario Bros. Movie from the 90s in there, but luckily I was smart enough to change it to New Super Mario Bros. Because it shows New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
The DS version. What do you think about it, man?
I mean, for me, like before that, I was just mostly playing licensed games because I was a kid and I was like, oh, that's what's his face from that movie. That was a fun movie. I'll play that video game.
Are you really you thought Super Mario Bros?
No. I just was given it by my parents. They were like, oh, Mario is like a big fun video game character. Let's give him that.
Oh, I thought you were the one. Okay.
No, I didn't choose the video games I played.
I thought you chose the game. And you were like, oh my gosh, I love the Mario movie. Yeah, I bet it'll be great. And it was great, of course. But then you'll realize,
At that age, I was watching things like Kung Fu Panda. That movie is good. I had taste.
You had taste. You are correct.
But, the video games weren't great. But New Super Mario Brothers, on the other hand, is a very good platformer.
It's fantastic.
I mean, removing the whole rest of the new Super series,
when you think about it,
it's a fresh take.
Yeah, when you think about it from its first start, it was fantastic because you had those characters, dancing to the beat. I love seeing the Koopa Troopas. Like when they did the
the bop.
You saw them do like a little like da da, like a little dance to it, and I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the campaign. It was difficult for me, a little too difficult, but that's not really where I went to when it came to New Super Mario Bros. I never actually went into the campaign. I actually went into the mini games.
Oh yeah. They imported those from 64 DS.
They also added some new ones,
right?
Including stuff like, didn't they have blackjack? I swear to God, they had blackjack in there.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite was, I think it was poker.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't understand that. I played matching all the time.
Yeah, no, they didn't have. I don't think they had blackjack, but they had like poker.
I could have sworn that we played it on an Emu.
Yeah. And, I was playing it on an emulator last year.
Oh, we're just gonna say it now. Okay, we're playing it on an emulator last year.
Yeah.
And you were. I swear to God, I was betting.
You see, I own the video game, so
I owned it too.
Yeah, so I am within my rights to.
I am too.
Yeah, so I can say that, but not for the other game. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah. So the mini games are really fun.
They're fantastic.
I think when I booted it up again, I was playing the what was it? The one where you have to find the face.
Oh my gosh! Do you remember the rose petal one?
Oh yeah, they love me not.
Do you remember what would happen if it said
Oh
they
yeah, it
love
was
me
like,
not?
yeah, the flower face would be all like it'd, like cry.
It looked like it was dead, like just on its deathbed. And I remember thinking, "Oh my God, they don't love me! What am I gonna do?"
What game? Who decided that would be a video game, like part of a game, like just pulling flower petals until.
You know, that's a great question. I just have no idea. Like, why did they think, like, oh, kids will love it? Like, especially because I loved it because they had this picture of Yoshi.
Yeah, he's
like,
just, like, pulling those
sitting
petals.
on a bridge, just kind of just doing that. And when it said, like, they love me not, he just looks so sad.
He just, like, tilts his head down. He's just like...
There was just something about it where I was like, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Like, what forced you to look at a flower and be like, this is it?
Yoshi is just determining whether Mario actually cares about him or not, considering how many times Mario has used him as a booster.
Does he love me? My God, am I just a tool for him? It's a great game. It's such a, I love the platforming. They did a good job of revitalizing the platforming of Mario and adding in new features like the mini games just to keep people playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honest to God, it's probably one of the most sold games of Nintendo, right?
Yeah. And definitely, like, kickstarted the DS's, like, rise to popularity.
Oh, I want to say, isn't that, like, the second best sold console ever? The DS?
No, it's probably the Wii or something. Let me see.
Wii was oh God, I want to say the PS2 was the best selling, but DS was second.
Yeah, no, PS2 was definitely the top.
Hold on.
I'm doing it right now. Wikipedia, don't fail me.
Wikipedia. Yes. It was.
Oh yeah, the DS family was the second.
Yep, it was the DS.
Just by under 1 million units.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That is. Wait, how much?
So the PlayStation 2 sold about 155 million.
It was 1 million.
What? It was 1 million short. Yeah, of beating that.
What happened? What?
Yeah, the DS was a very novel concept for the times,
and it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was super cheap. Not to mention, alongside that, it had the Game Boy Advance, like, backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
It was the perfect system because it sold literally like 2 years, I want to say 3 years after the Game Boy Advance released. So at that point, I was just like, all right, I guess I got a DS because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, for all those people who can get the game, hey, right on. If you still have the game, keep playing it because it's fantastic. But if you don't have the game and you see that it might be for a larger price than usual,
buy it.
Sometimes the Pirates of the Caribbean have a good
point.
Point.
But we advise you first to purchase the game.
Exactly. That's it. That's all. Thank you, people. I think that's it. I think that's, a good end to it where we condone Jack Sparrow and to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But if the game is being sold right now, don't be like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
But if the game hasn't been sold for years and you can't get it for a reasonable price, Jack Sparrow ain't looking so bad.
Take One Piece's lesson to heart. Pirates can be pretty cool.
That's it for this week. Join us next week for an Animal Crossing episode with Stephanie from The Office. We'll see you next week. See you, everyone.
Bye.